Hey everybody, welcome back to Diecast Driven with your host, Matthew Carr. Today we're going to be looking at William Byron's final two Xfinity Series wins from the 2017 year. First up, we have the Indianapolis win. He raced this car in the 2017 Lilly Diabetes 250 at Indianapolis Motor Speedway on July 27th. It was a 100-lap race at the 2.5-mile speedway, and he led 26 of those 100 laps, holding off a hard-charging Paul Menard at the end of the race. I went back and watched this relatively recently, and Byron did a really good job of managing the air and moving his car around and taking the lines away from Paul Menard, who isn't the best driver that's ever raced in NASCAR, but obviously he was a Cup Series driver for many, many years and came down to the Xfinity race for this particular one and put on a show with Byron towards the end of the race. One of the other interesting things, and something that I don't necessarily like about this diecast, is the spoiler. So for this particular Indianapolis race, they had the high downforce package that the Xfinity series ran, and it had the spoiler with the dog ears on the back of it. And the diecast obviously doesn't have that, as you can see. So one of the things that I've always kind of wondered or been curious about from Lionel's manufacturing standpoint, and as somebody that's in the manufacturing world, why don't they make their molds with removable pieces for something that they know is going to change? I'm sure there's some corporate answer about money or whatever, but it just seems like it's something that is not necessarily a new manufacturing technique that they probably should do for their cars to make the diecast a little bit more authentic. But I digress. I'm glad he won in a Liberty University car. Obviously, it's different than the Exalted car, a little bit of paint scheme change, which was nice. Of course, though, as we transition into his Phoenix win, the same Liberty University paint scheme was raced. This time, however, it did have the different playoff markings, the red banner, red splitter, red spoiler. So that was at least nice to see a little bit of a change. This car also, as you can see, has quite a bit of confetti, which personally, big fan. Love the confetti on the race to win cars. The autograph shows up okay on this one. The confetti doesn't mess with it too much. Silver obviously was the right choice in my opinion. This particular diecast, just like the last one, I really like the paint scheme. I like the white and blue contrast with the red. The red really ties it all together. Obviously, America, red, white, and blue, you know. So Byron raced this car in the 2017 Ticket Galaxy 200 at Phoenix International Raceway on November 11th. He only led 17 of the 200 laps. Actually, Ryan Blaney led 147, the most that day. But William Byron kind of ran away with it at the end. I don't really remember the end of this race. This was what ultimately catapulted him finally into the championship race at Homestead the following week, where he did win the Xfinity championship. So kind of getting a little retribution from that Truck Series championship that was taken away from him the prior year in 2016. But these two conclude the 4 Xfinity wins that Byron has had. He raced in the Xfinity Series full-time in 2017. After 2017, he's done a few one-off races here and there. Starting in 2022, 23, and 24, he's raced a total of 7 in those 3 years. So obviously not full-time. Has yet to win another Xfinity race. I'm sure he'll get to it eventually. Every now and then he'll run the 17 car, which seems to be a curse for him. So next week will be kind of interesting because we have 2 cars that aren't real. They're fantasy cars, but they tie the careers of Jeff Gordon to Chase Elliott and William Byron in the 24 car. Chase Elliott's career in the 24 only lasted 2016 and 2017. Next week, we'll look into that. And until then, thank you for watching. Have a good weekend. Bye, everyone.